with Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks, Gregor. Paul, all three of the players that spoke, Blake, Andrew, and Nick, called it a great game and a step in the right direction. I'm curious what you thought of a 1-0 loss in Game 2.
Yeah, a big improvement for us from the Game 1. Neither team scores an even strength goal, and hard to come by opportunities at either end of the ice. But much better than our Game 1.
We'll go next to Paul Friesen from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
Paul, no Scheifele for a bit here, no DeMello. You lose 2 at home. How big a hill you guys face here?
Yeah, it's a challenge for sure. We've been a better road team than we've been a home team all year. So we've got some confidence going into the other team's building, and there's a chance we might get Paul back, which should probably help our group up front.
We'll go next to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Paul, what role did improved patience play for your group and those improvements that you mentioned?
Yeah, I think relative to Game 1, it was quite a bit better. We still think we can improve in a few areas in terms of how we move the puck, but in terms of not cheating the play, we gave up 3 breakaways, I think, and 4 2-on-1s in Game 1. So had a couple of bobble pucks at the line that were a problem for us, but other than that, we were much better.
Go back to Ken Weeb for a follow-up. Go ahead, Weaver.
Paul, every year is different, but can you draw on the experience of 2019 when you dropped the first 2 at home to St. Louis and won the next 2 on the road?
Yeah, 100%. We feel we've got to make the same kind of improvement in Game 3, and that's the big one, and that's obviously a critical game for numbers, but also going into back-to-back. So if we can make the same kind of improvement game over game, we got a real good chance.
We'll go next to Sean Reynolds from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, Paul, you'd said at the beginning of this series with the goaltenders that are playing in this series, you need to get traffic to the net and take away their eyes. Is your team doing a good enough job of that in this series?
Yeah, it'd be an area that we can improve. We're a little off to the side. I thought we got better at it as the game went on. So that's going to be a challenge, right? They got 4 big bodies back there on the blue line, make it tough to get to the net. That's the place we got to get to.
We'll go next to Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Gregor. Paul, Montreal was a pretty dangerous team all year on the penalty kill. Just maybe take us through how you saw the shorthanded goal there. Was it just a bit of confusion, I guess, on your guys' part?
Just the 2-on-2 kind of rush. I think Kyle's behind it. It's not sure he can catch Lettkinen, so he kind of releases them, which helped Josh. And Josh had to come off the shooting lane. And then if Kyle's going over, he's got to come up with that puck.
We'll go next to Jeff Hamilton from the Free Press. Go ahead, Jeff.
Paul, how do you make life easier in your own end? It seemed like your neutral zone game wasn't getting going because your breakouts weren't there. How do you make it easier in your own end?
We'd like to spend a little less time there. I mean, we're a little slow moving that puck right now, and we'll see if we can improve on that in Game 3.
Go next to Murat Atesh from The Athletic. Go ahead, Murat.
Hi, Paul. Going back to kind of the where does that come from? And also, was today a tale of 2 games, the one before the goal and the one after it?
I think that's the way a game that's tight's played. They get up one and we push a little bit harder on that, and they'll sit back a little bit more, so you get a bit more zone time. We really hadn't given up much through that second period till the last. I think there's a face-off at about 3:32 that we put a bunch of pucks to the net, and we had iced some pucks and got in a little bit of trouble. But it'll be tight like this in Game 3 as well.
We'll go next to Ted Wyman from The Sun. Go ahead, Ted.
Well, we saw this in the bubble last year as well, where you didn't have Scheifele in line, and it was hard to get your power play established. How hard is it to do that on the fly when you don't have any practices and you got to bring in new players?
It's a challenge, especially when you lose, those 2 key pieces on that. And so we'll get a chance to look at it tomorrow here and have a little more time. We'll get a better understanding where Paul's at, so we might be able to shift some things around.
Final question to Richard Labbé from La Presse. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, hi. So just to follow up on that, obviously injuries and guys missing time is part of a reality, but down 0-2, are you confident to go into Montreal with maybe some guys still missing and be able to come back from this?
Well, it's a 0-0 5-on-5 game, so there's opportunity there to get better. So that's what's going to need to happen.
Thanks very much, Coach.